Let's talk about this with Dr. Marcus Plescia. He's the Chief Medical Officer at the Association of State and Territorial Health Officials. He's joining us via Skype from Atlanta. That's in Georgia. Dr. Marcus, thanks for your time with us on Al Jazeera. Just put this into context for us and tell us, in your opinion, how significant this pledge is by the 9 drugs companies.
I think this is very helpful and very significant. I mean, the most important thing that we need to be concerned about here is that the public don't start to lose trust in the vaccine and the vaccine process. And I think hearing from the manufacturers that they won't move forward until we have a product that we know is effective and we know is safe is very, very helpful.
What's behind this move, however? I mean, and how unprecedented is it?
I think everything that's occurring here is somewhat unprecedented. I mean, we don't usually have things sped up to this level, and we don't usually have pharmaceutical companies, the directors of different companies, many of whom are rivals. We don't usually have them coming together on something. So this is somewhat unique, but it's important to them. I mean, it's important to them that the public trust the vaccine process and the public is willing to participate.
Do you think that the timeline is actually a realistic one, that a vaccine will be ready by the end of October? And that, of course, is according to the U.S. president.
I think the end of October seems very, very ambitious to me. I mean, we're only in the phase 3 trials now. It is possible and reasonable to end those trials early, but not until you have good data that the vaccine works and that the vaccine is safe. And it's hard to imagine we'll be quite there at that point. There's also quite a bit that has to happen as far as our ability to scale up, manufacture the vaccine, get it out to the public, keep track of what's going on with it, look at ways that we will prioritize some of the early doses. So that end of October does seem a little bit ambitious to me.
Right, which is exactly what I wanted to ask you about, in fact. I mean, it doesn't sound like you're confident that the states actually have the ability or the tools to start with the distribution of the vaccine, for example, by the end of October.
Well, I think the states are getting there. I mean, all of the states are preparing for a vaccine because we do think a vaccine is imminent and may even be with us in this calendar year. So they're getting ready. There's other pieces, though. We won't have unlimited quantities of vaccine to begin with. We'll have, maybe 20 million doses. So one of the big things that's going on right now is to decide who do we want to make sure gets the vaccine first. We have to prioritize some of the early doses until we have a lot more quantity and we can start immunizing the general public.
And look, Dr. Marcus, many people saying that this is really an unprecedented pace for vaccine development. And if you look at some of the surveys that are coming out of the U.S., one survey at least suggests that 2 out of 5 Americans say that only 2 in 5 people in the U.S. say that they plan to get the vaccine once it's actually available. So do they have a point? Do some Americans have a point when they say they're skeptical about its safety?
Well, I think that's what's going on here, and that's why I think it is very useful that you have the CEOs of the big pharmaceutical manufacturing companies coming forward and really reassuring the public that they won't start manufacturing a product until they feel confident to say. That's what the American public needs to know. I think it's totally understandable that people are wary and apprehensive about the speed at which we're moving. At the same time, we do have to move quickly if we want to begin to make things better and move out of the pandemic. So hopefully we'll have a process that's transparent, that the public can trust in, because we need more than 2 out of 5 people to participate in vaccination. We need the majority of people to be willing to get vaccinated once the vaccine is ready.
All right, Dr. Marcus Plescia, we thank you very much for speaking to us from Atlanta. Thank you.